Everybody say love, or not. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most bashed RuPaul's Drag Race queens. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the queens who received a lot of negative attention from the Drag Race fanbase during their season, as well as queens who have been bashed since the show for their behavior after filming Wrapped. We know a lot of these queens have grown from their past and earned their rudemption since their time on the show, but now is the time for us to start our engines and let the most bashed queen win. Number 10. Jade Jolie. Season 5 of Drag Race certainly had its fair share of villains, and Jade Jolie was one that audiences love to hate.
Jade is bubbly, she laughs a lot. I just like to be fabulous and fun.
On first glance, Jade came across as a sweet and kind queen, but viewers quickly came to learn that she could come across as arrogant, immature, and pretty shady to the other queens.
Girl, if I was gonna judge anyone, I'd judge you on that body where the shoulders should match them hips, but they don't, so.
She fell out with several queens during the show, and on Untucked, annoying her competitors with her poor attitude and frankly bitchy behavior. Coming for the legend and fan favorite Alyssa Edwards was never going to earn Jade Jolie much love from the Drag Race community, but at least we can be thankful that this drama created the iconic back rolls moment.
Girl, you had rolls all over the place in the back. It was disgusting.
Back rolls.
Number 9. Serena ChaCha. Serena had just graduated art school when she entered the competition, a fact that she was not afraid to remind the other girls of throughout her 2-episode run.
I come from an art school environment, and I'm interested in fine art drag.
Sadly, her age and her fine art education didn't help her performance, and she was disliked by the others from the start for coming across as arrogant and annoying.
She has been rubbing my last goddamn nerve.
She came for other queens about their age and educational status, even going as far as to call them ghetto, and she was the target of one of Detox's famous quotes.
I'm sorry, at this point, the ghetto lexic and language is gone.
Who you're calling ghetto?
All of you guys.
Ghetto? Who you calling ghetto? Girl, I don't even know you like that. Bitch, please.
It turned out audiences at home had officially had it with Serena's behavior too, as it became a trend to bash her long after season 5 ended.
The f off! I've had it with you. Go the f home. I've had it officially.
Number 8. Gia Gunn. Is Gia a fierce queen? Absolutely. Unfortunately, she was a little too fierce during her time on the show.
My name is Gia Gunn. I'm 23 years old. Gia's a fishy girl. She's CCC. Crazy, cuckoo.
Known in season 6 for her scathing reads and bitchy confessionals, Gia Gunn's shadiness would have made her the villain of the season if she hadn't been so iconic. However, on All Stars 4, Gia shook up the workroom when she came for Pheromone over some drama that happened off the show in a salty confrontation that appeared less than a tongue-in-cheek read, and more like an attempt to sabotage Farrah's performance and get in her head. Unfortunately for Gia, the other queens were not having it, calling out Gia for her bad attitude and eventually sending her home.
Gia. I'm sorry, girl.
Love you.
Number 7. Roxy Andrews. Roxy Andrews didn't do herself any favors during her run on season 5 when she repeatedly picked on fan favorite and eventual winner Jinx Monsoon, coming for her looks, her performance, and even her sweet and gentle personality.
So what has been your favorite moment throughout this competition?
Seeing you in the bottom 2.
In All Stars 2, Roxy was indeed here to make it clear that she'd changed since season 5, apologizing for her behavior and saying she was gonna make it right.
I was playing messy, so I have a lot to prove. I can compete and win because I deserve it and not because I'm knocking people out by playing mind games.
Although she'd left her bitchiness behind, she was the target of further criticism from fans when she was deemed undeserving of being in the top 4. When bestie Trooper Alaska Talk saved her from going home several times over fan favorites like Alyssa Edwards and Tatiana, proving that cliques and Drag Race don't always mix.
Unfortunately, I do have to make a decision. It shows Alyssa, I'm sorry. I can't sit home. I'm so sorry.
Number 6. Mimi Imfurst. With a name like Mimi Imfurst, It was no surprise that this queen came across as pretty obnoxious when she first appeared on season 3.
So who's the bitch here? That's what I need to know right away.
You know what? I think we're gonna point you.
Oh no, girl. Girl, no.
She ain't that slick, honey, Miss Mimi. Before there was Mimi, there was Mariah.
For a queen without much screen time, she's had her fair share of drama-filled moments. Her untucked fight with Shangela is still iconic to this day, and we were just as gagged as Rue when Mimi decided to pick up her rival queen during a lip sync for your life, teaching us all that drag is not a contact sport.
Mimi, I'm first. Drag is not a contact sport.
Unfortunately, she didn't manage to redeem herself in All Stars 1, and was criticized by the other girls in yet another Mimi-focused untucked fight that left audiences shook.
You, Mimi, I'm first. Mimi, I'm first was number 3rd in the voting. I could not believe it. Out of all 50 bitches.
Do not attack my fans, bitch.
Number 5, Darian Lake.
Why don't you start, because we have some of the notes here.
Okay.
We're definitely thinking sort of that, I know, I'll let you start.
Why don't you start?
Darienne Lake's fierce and funny nature meant she could read any queen to filth. It was just unfortunate that this talent was showcased way more often than necessary. She came across as a bit of a villain on season 6, and audiences noticed she could be catty, particularly towards Miss Congeniality Ben de la Creme.
When I think 90s rap girl, my first thought isn't to go to Dela.
Audiences weren't too thrilled when Dela was eventually sent home by Darian in a nail-biting lip sync for your life. A lot of viewers were left yelling at their screens when they disagreed with Rue's choice, but we must admit, it did make for a dramatic ending to this entertaining feud.
Darienne Lake. Shantae, you stay.
Number 4, the Vixen. The Vixen came to fight, and that's just what she did. While the Vixen had an incredibly important point to make about how the Drag Race fandom had treated queens of color, her message was often overshadowed by petty drama that unfortunately took over her storyline, which peaked when she walked out of the season 10 reunion episode.
Okay, so I came here to thank my fans for the love and support that they gave me, for all the wonderful people who relate to me, understand me, and appreciate me. And now that I've done that, y'all can have a good night.
Wait, Vixen, can I say something? Wait.
The Vixen has also fought with many queens since her appearance, meaning her contentious reputation hasn't been dropped just yet. Her most recent Twitter spat with Manila Luzon took a nasty turn when she brought up Manila's late boyfriend Sahara Davenport, in a move that had a lot of viewers declare her cancelled. Number 3, Eureka OHara. Being loud and lively may be part of the Eureka brand, but there's a fine line between bubbly and brash.
I have nothing against you, but I have a long history with eating disorders. You don't know now by looking at me, but so many times in my life. Why are you talking over me, girl?
Because I'm upset.
When she had another shot at the crown on season 10, the return of her overbearing attitude meant she got a fair deal of bashing. She often interrupted other queens, and at times came across as obnoxiously confident.
Oh, God. Oh, missed to our group.
Whether it was a technique to get screen time or her authentic self, a lot of viewers were not impressed, and her behavior since the show hasn't improved her reputation. She's got into many embarrassing fights with other queens online, and recently got into hot water when she declared she wished she was black. Yikes. Number 2, Phi Phi O'Hara. Phi Phi O'Hara was definitely the villain of season 4. Viewers thought she came across as bitchy and bratty, and she was often accused of attempting to sabotage her fellow queens in the competition.
I'm tired of Jiggly. She doesn't belong here. Send her ass home. Did you want to help pack his bags?
She consistently flew off the handle during disagreements, most famously with winner Sharon Needles, giving us the iconic go back to Party City argument.
Tired ass showgirl.
Showgirl, at least I am a showgirl, bitch. Go back to Party City where you belong.
Despite stating how she wanted redemption when returning for All Stars 2, Phi Phi unfortunately did not escape the villain edit, again appearing to put doubts into the heads of her competitors and eventually being sent home in what audiences saw as a pretty satisfying moment of revenge.
I chose Phi Phi O'Hara to go home.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I think I'm not going to win today because of this dress. I have better on my hanger. Did no one think to say, Alexis, do you want to rethink that?
I want the world to hold my hand, and I'm sorry for that.
And
that's just who I am.
Girl, I hear you on that too, because I'm very much the same way. I'm used to being with my friends. I'm used to have people sitting there telling me, oh girl, do this, or I don't think you should do that. You know what I'm saying?
Pick me, look, pick me, look, pick me, look, pick me, look, pick me. Like, f that, dude. I'm not a f***ing buffoon, I'm not a f***ing idiot.
Number 1, Tyra Sanchez. Tyra may have won season 2, but that didn't stop her from becoming one of the most bashed queens of all time. Tyra was not popular in the workroom. She came across as obnoxious and cocky, at times seemingly trying to annoy competitors on purpose to throw them off, resulting in the infamous Tyra is a complete bitch moment.
I don't think that you're seeing that Tyra is a complete bitch.
That was frank.
Thank you.
Since the show, Tyra has had a tumultuous career with several messy moments on Twitter in particular, sparring with other queens, and even telling fans to die slowly. In 2018, many fans reported her to the FBI after fears of violence when she threatened the safety of DragCon, an event that she is now banned from attending. Oh, how the mighty fall.
You know, she's really trying to make it look like she's the victim, and it's really bothering me.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.